12 years. That's how long it had been. Not days, not months. 12 long years. The world moved on around her. Little children have grown into young men and ladies. People have gotten married and are having children of their own. Within that time period, she had watched other people, both children and adults, move forward in life to become doctors, judges, rabbis, and attain other respected positions in their community. But her own life stood sadly and hopelessly still. She had tried everything, every doctor, every remedy, every promise that whispered, "This time will be different." But nothing changed. If anything, it only got worse. Her strength faded, her hope thinned, and little by little, everything she had was gone. Not just her money, her place, her voice, her connection to people. Because in her condition, she wasn't just sick, she was untouchable, unseen, avoided. The streets were full, but she walked alone. Conversations happened around her, but never with her. 12 years of watching life pass by from the outside. Neighbors whispered about her. Friends slowly disappear, and everywhere she went, she felt the silent weight of rejection. This is the story of the woman with the issue of blood. That was how the Bible described her. We are not told her real name, but who can forget her story? A woman who had lost almost everything, except one thing: faith in God. And one day, that faith brought her face to face with a miracle. In a small town in Galilee lived this woman whose life had slowly been taken over by disease. The scriptures tell us she suffered from a continual flow of blood. Day after day, the sickness drained her strength. She often woke up exhausted before the day had even begun. Her body grew pale. Her hands trembled. Even simple tasks became difficult. Walking through town required effort. Standing for long periods made her dizzy. But the physical pain was only part of her suffering. According to the laws of her community, her condition made her ceremonially unclean. This meant she could not worship with others. She could not join the celebrations. She could not even sit in normal gatherings. Anyone she touched, and anything she touched, would also become unclean. So people kept their distance. At first, people showed sympathy. Neighbors asked how she was doing. Friends visited her home. But as months turned into years, things changed. The visits stopped. The conversations became whispers. The looks of sympathy slowly became looks of discomfort. A few times when she walked through town, people stepped aside. Sometimes they pretended not to see her at all. Loneliness became her constant companion. And the silence of her small home became a daily reminder that life had moved on without her. But she refused to give up. She searched everywhere for help. Whenever she heard of a physician, she went. Some doctors gave her herbs, others gave her powders, some recommended strange remedies. Each time she listened carefully. Each time she followed their instructions. Each time she paid what little money she had. And each time, she hoped. But hope slowly turned into disappointment. The scriptures say she suffered much under many physicians. And after years of treatments, she had spent everything she owned. Yet instead of getting better, she became worse. Then one day, something changed. A name, Jesus, started moving through the crowd. A rumor began to spread. At first, it was only a whisper. But soon the whisper became a conversation heard everywhere. A teacher named Jesus had begun traveling through the region. People said he spoke with authority unlike any other teacher. But even more astonishing, they said he healed the sick. The blind received sight. The crippled stood up and walked. Some even said the dead had been raised back to life. At first, the woman hardly dared to believe it. She had trusted healers before. She had hoped before, and hope had always disappointed her. But something about these stories felt different. These people were not selling medicine. They were telling what they had seen with their own eyes. It finally happened. Jesus was coming near her town. Her heart raced. She said, "I must go there no matter what." The crowds began gathering along the streets. People waited eagerly to see the teacher who had changed so many lives. Among them was a synagogue ruler named Jairus. His young daughter was dying. Desperate and afraid, he ran to Jesus and fell at his feet. "Please come to my house. My little daughter is dying. Lay your hands on her so that she may live." Without hesitation, Jesus agreed and began walking toward Jairus' home. But as he walked, the crowd grew larger and larger. When the woman arrived, the scene was overwhelming. People filled the streets. They pressed in from every direction. Some wanted to hear Jesus speak. Some wanted to see miracles. Others brought their sick relatives hoping for healing. Voices filled the air. Dust rose beneath the crowd's movement. Children shouted. Men pushed forward. Women called out for help. To someone weak from 12 years of illness, it looked impossible. She didn't have the strength to struggle in this crowd. She didn't even have certainty about this. But she had one tiny little thought. A thought that grew rapidly stronger in her heart until she acted on it. "If I can just touch the edge of his robe, I will be healed." For she said within herself, "If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole." Matthew 9:21 KJV. So she stepped forward. Slowly, carefully, she entered the crowd. Immediately, she felt the pressure of bodies pressing in from every side, moving past her all around. He was right there, but completely out of reach. Every step forward cost her something. It drained what little strength remained. But she kept going. Someone bumped her shoulder. Another person pushed past her. She struggled to keep her balance. Her breathing grew heavier. Her legs trembled. More than once, she wondered if she should turn back. But every time doubt appeared, faith answered it. Just one touch. That was all she needed. Finally, she saw him. Jesus was only a few steps ahead. People surrounded him on every side, but she could see the edge of his garment. The tassels hanging from his robe moved gently as he walked. Her heart began pounding. This was the moment she had imagined, the moment she had hoped for. Gathering the last of her strength, she stretched out her hand. Her fingers touched the hem of his robe, and instantly, everything changed. Power surged through her body. The bleeding stopped. The weakness vanished. Strength filled her limbs. For the first time in 12 years, her body felt whole. She knew it immediately. She had been healed. What had held her for 12 years let go of her. No struggle. No delay. Just gone. Comfort where there had been pain. Peace where there had been suffering. Suddenly, Jesus stopped walking. The crowd continued pressing forward. But he stood still and looked around. Then he asked a question that surprised everyone. Who touched my clothes? The disciples looked confused. Peter said, Master, look at this crowd. Another disciple added, Everyone is pressing against you, but Jesus shook his head gently. No, someone touched me. I felt power go out from me. The woman's heart began racing again. She knew exactly what had happened. Pain, fear mixed with joy. Should she stay hidden or step forward? But she realized something important. Jesus already knew. Slowly, trembling with emotion, she stepped out from the crowd. Then she fell at his feet. Through tears, she told him everything. Her illness, her loneliness, her 12 years of suffering, her desperate faith. And the moment she touched his garment, the crowd listened in silence. Then Jesus spoke, not with anger, not with correction, but with compassion. Daughter, the word alone must have filled her heart. For 12 years she'd been treated as an outcast, but Jesus called her daughter. Then he continued, Your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Be healed from your suffering. She had no money left, no strength left, no social standing. But she had faith, and faith connected her to the power of God. Sometimes miracles begin with something very small, a quiet prayer, a desperate hope, a single step of faith, or even one simple touch. Many people touched Jesus that day, but only this woman touched him with faith. Although her name was not mentioned in the scripture, her story reveals her as a person whose example of faith, persistence, and resilience we can follow.
Subscribe to Bible Faith Express for more powerful, faith building, and life changing Bible stories. Hit the like button and share this with others.